So that means if it is suppose this is the stroma granum. It occurs in the granum of chloroplast, it occurs in the stroma of the chloroplast. Next important thing, it is light dependent. It is independent of light. That means light is required to carry out the light phase, but for dark phase, it is totally independent of light. Question comes, light phase is required to occur during daytime only because it is light dependent. Now what about the dark phase? When does dark phase occur? During daytime, at night, or both day and night? What do you think? When does?
Sir, both day and night. At daytime it occurs in less.
Okay. So your answer is both day and night. Anyone else to answer?
Sir, both day and night. Sir, both day and
Day and
night.
night.
Sir, day and night.
Day and night. Okay. Okay, I'm not actually answering this question directly, rather I'm explaining you. You know, light phase and dark phase are interdependent. Both light phase and dark phase are interdependent. That means for carrying out dark phase, products of light phase are required. Again, for carrying out dark light phase, the products of dark phase are required. Are you getting me? Interdependent. And light phase is interdependent as light phase and dark phase are interdependent, and light phase is light dependent both these phases occur simultaneously during daytime. Are you getting me? Is it clear to you? What is written? When does dark phase occur? Question is, when does dark phase occur? So what is written? As light phase and dark phase are interdependent, and light phase is light dependent, both these phases occur simultaneously during daytime only. Because to carry out the dark phase, products of light phase are required. Again, to carry out the light phase, products of dark phase are required. That's why, as both the phases are interdependent and light phase is light dependent, That means the both are required to take place during daytime only. Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I will come to the components of photosynthesis. What are the components? Components of photosynthesis includes light, these are the components: light, chlorophyll, carbon dioxide, and lastly the water. Now I will to coming one by one. First will you see visible spectrum, invisible spectrum. Four hundred to 700 nanometers, below 400 nanometer and above 700 nanometer. Takes place in visible spectrum only. Photosynthesis is the visible spectrum only. These chlorophylls are required to be ionized. Who can ionize them? Only the visible spectrum. That's why photosynthesis takes place only in the presence of visible spectrum, which is called violet indigo, violet indigo, blue, green, orange, yellow, orange, and red. Now we have to see here the two most important things: the action spectrum and absorption spectrum. Can I wrap it out now?
So please wait.
Wait a minute. Can I wrap it out now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you discuss two things here. A curve showing the absorption of each wavelength of light by different photosynthetic peak bands is called absorption spectrum. On the other hand, in action spectrum, what is action spectrum? Showing the rate of photosynthesis, the curve showing the rate of photosynthesis is called action spectrum. The curve showing the rate of photosynthesis at different wavelengths of light is called action spectrum. Clear? Now I have to show you their graph now. Is it clear? Now I am rubbing it out. Can I rub it out now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, sir, action spectrum টা মুদ্রণ।
Yeah, no, ঠিক আছে। Okay?
Yes, sir.
This is the of Profile A. Profile A. Then about the Profile B. This is the Profile B. Then the carotene or xanthophylls. So this is the graph showing the Profile A, Profile B, and carotenoids. Graph showing the absorption spectrum of Profile A, Profile B, and carotenoids. This is the wavelength, and this section absorption of light by protein pigments. Absorption of light by photosynthetic pigments. So this is the absorption spectrum. Now regarding action spectrum, we prepare like this. is the curve showing the action spectrum of this. Graph showing the action spectrum of photosynthesis, you see. Similarly, x-axis represents the wavelength. And is the absorption of light by different photosynthetic pigments. So y-axis depends the rate of photosynthesis and indicates the wavelength of light. Is it visible? Rate of photosynthesis. Now, absorption spectrum. Of chlorophyll A chlorophyll B that absorption spectrum of chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B indicate that the mainly absorb blue and red light. Absorption spectrum of chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B indicate that they mainly absorb. They mainly absorb blue and red light. And action spectrum shows that maximum photosynthesis occurs in the blue and red region of the spectrum. Next, is it clear or not? Absorption spectrum of chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B shows that or indicate that they mainly absorb blue and red light. Now these are blue light and these are red light. And the action spectrum shows that the action rate of photosynthesis is more in the blue and red region of the spectrum. Is it clear now? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Going to the next. Just a minute. Photon. You need to remember this. Electromagnetic radiation of sunlight is made of a number of energy packets, and each energy packet is called photon. And photosynthetic pigments have to absorb photons. When they absorb photons, what happens? They get ionized as from their outer orbit an electron is ejected. That's why what I said earlier, if photosynthesis is to occur, photosynthetic pigments are required to be ionized. Now I am coming to the photosynthetic pigments first. I have to rub it out, please. Rub it out.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Chlorophylls, carotenoids. From green algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, you will get the chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. Chlorophyll A is called universal photosynthetic pigments. Chlorophyll C, found in generally brown algae, found in red algae, green algae, bryophyta, pteridophyta, spermatophyta. Look one thing, chlorophyll A, universal photosynthetic pigment. Chlorophyll B is found in green algae, in bryophytes, in pteridophytes, in spermatophytes mean gymnosperms and angiosperms. Chlorophyll C is generally found in brown algae, is also found in dinoflagellates, and chlorophyll D is found in red algae. You know, chlorophyll B is also found in what is called Euglena. Found in Euglena. And carotenoids includes carotene and xanthophyll. It is orange in color. It is yellow colored. Now sometimes question comes.
ইজেরটা কি ক্লোরোফিল বি লিখেছো?
হ্যাঁ কোনটা?
ইজেরটা ক্লোরোফিল।
হ্যাঁ chlorophyll B.
আচ্ছা।
How do carotenoids protect chlorophyll from photodestruction? How do carotenoids protect chlorophyll from photodestruction? Look on the what happens during light phase. what happens? Photolysis of water takes place. Nascent oxygen produced. It oxidizes chlorophyll, leading to during daytime it may happen that in light phase fertilizer water takes place. In fertilizer water nascent oxygen is produced. Nascent oxygen can oxidize chlorophyll, and chlorophyll is, as it gets oxidized, it leads to the photodestruction of chlorophyll. So that what will happen? Photosynthetic efficiency decreases, and eventually what will happen? As photosynthetic efficiency decreases, so the productivity decreases. Now, what the role of carotenoid in this case? Look and think.
Sir, what is this after photolysis of water?
Okay. Can I rub it out? The chlorophyll and carotenoids, this classification?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, what you have written after photolysis of water?
Nascent oxygen produced.
Sir, nascent means?
Nascent oxygen, I'm telling you only. Is it clear now? This is the nascent oxygen. It is actually highly reactive. So what I should add here? Carotenoids protect chlorophylls from photodestruction by converting harmful nascent oxygen to oxygen molecule. Carotenoids protect chlorophylls from photodestruction by converting harmful nascent oxygen to oxygen molecule. So this is what about the role of carotenoids in protecting chlorophylls. That means if you go to the light harvesting complex, okay, complete it. I will wrap it out again. Chlorophyll B, carotene and xanthophyll are axillary pigments. They absorb light energy and transfers his energy to chlorophyll A. So chlorophyll B, carotene and xanthophylls are actually accessory pigments. They are not directly taking part in the process of photosynthesis. So they, by absorbing the energy, light energy, they transfer this energy to the chlorophyll A molecules for photosynthesis. Besides, as you see, accessory pigments actually are involved in two functions. They perform two functions. One, to trap light energy and transfer it to the chlorophyll molecule. And secondly, they protect chlorophyll also. So this is what about the basic thing. Now we have to proceed towards the two photosystems and the light harvesting complex. Can I rub it out? Photosystem, there are two photosystems. Photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. And each photosystem there is a light harvesting complex. So it's a light harvesting complex. P700 chlorophyll A. Reaction center. So this is the PS1 and it absorbs, actually it has absorption peak at 700 nanometer. So this is the PS1. It has absorption peak at 680 nanometer and hence it is called P680 chlorophyll A. So in PS1 this is the PS2. Then PS1 reaction center is the P700 chlorophyll A. In PS2 the reaction center is P680 chlorophyll A. Means in PS1 that means here is the absorption peak at 700 nanometer. In PS2 its absorption peak is at 680 nanometer. So this is what about the two photosystems and they are to take part in the process of photosynthesis. So is it clear up to this? Is it clear up to this?
Yes, sir.
After then you see that except the reaction center, all molecules of a light harvesting complex called the antenna or accessory pigments. Remember this thing, except the reaction center chlorophyll, all the pigments present in a light harvesting complex called the antenna complex or antenna molecules. Now I am going to show the light phase directly from here. So I am going to rub it out again.
স্যার এখন যে বলেছো এটা একবার মনে অ্যান্টেনার কথাটা
Look, one thing in what is called, there are two photosystems, photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. And pigments are found to be organized in these photosystems. So in each photosystem, except the P700 chlorophyll A, all other pigments are called the antenna complex. Are you getting me?
ইয়েস স্যার
Now I have to rub it out and to show you the non-cyclic and cyclic electron transport.
Sir,
The
what
light
is
harvesting complex help in efficient photosynthesis, that they can absorb different wavelengths of light. So I have to rub it out, please. Okay?
sir, what you wrote below 68 P680?
Which one? Here.
No, ma'am. No, sir. In the figure.
Figure, this is a P700 chlorophyll A.
Okay.
Here it is P680 chlorophyll A. Clear?
Okay, sir.
Now you see, in photosynthesis, actually the light phase will get two things. Non-cyclic electron transport and photophosphorylation. Non-cyclic electron transport and photophosphorylation. Another is the cyclic electron transport and photophosphorylation. Now I have to explain one by one. In non-cyclic, both PS1 and PS2 take part. In cyclic, only PS1 takes part. In the non-cyclic photophosphorylation, only both PS1 and PS2 take part, but in case of cyclic, only PS1 take part. In non-cyclic, associated with reduction of NADP, photolysis of water, synthesis of ATP. associated with synthesis of ATP and not associated with reduction of NADP and photolysis of water. You see, Lucio is non-cyclic, it has a reaction of NADP, photolysis of water and synthesis of ATP. But the cyclic is not associated with the reduction of NADP and photolysis of water, rather it is only associated with the synthesis of ATP. So basically, non-cyclic electron transport takes place to fulfill the energy demand, because the amount of ATP generated in the non-cyclic not sufficient to carry out the dark phase, because you know the ATP produced in the light phase are actually to carry out the dark phase. The number of ATP molecules produced in the non-cyclic type not sufficient to carry out the dark phase, and hence cyclic electron transport and photophosphorylation occurs, so that energy demand can be fulfilled. Is it clear up to this?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Is it
can you
clear up to this?
Photophosphorylation মানে
Process of synthesis of ATP from ADP and PI in the presence of sunlight and activated chlorophyll. The process of synthesis of ATP inorganic phosphate. Process of synthesis of ATP from ADP and organic phosphate in the presence of ATP from ADP and inorganic phosphate in the presence of sunlight and activated chlorophyll, you can call it the photophosphorylation, like ADP this is photophosphorylation. This is called photophosphorylation. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can I rub it out now?
Yes, sir.
I have to have the whole board actually.
Sir, what is that PI will in the reaction?
Inorganic phosphate. Inorganic phosphate. two photons absorbed by the pigments and from the outer orbit two electrons are ejected, carried to an unknown compound ferredoxin.
স্যার উপরের জায়গাটা দেখা যাচ্ছে না।
দেখাচ্ছি।
স্যার উপরে কি লিখেছো? NADP পরে?
একটা মিনিট।
আচ্ছা।
So here, what I have written here, here it is an NADP. After receiving one electron, it becomes NADP. Sorry. Then after that second electron, it becomes clear.
Yes, sir.
And here the pathway is actually, the pathway it is like this. P680 to pheophytine.
স্যার
Wait, plus 2 quinone. cytochrome B,
স্যার এটা কি সাইটোক্রোম এফ?
F হ্যাঁ, প্লাস্টোসায়ানিন, P700 chlorophyll A. Is it clear now? The pathway of electron appears like this: 2 electron, 2 electron, 2 electron. In this, the electron deficiency of P700 chlorophyll A is fulfilled. And during this electron transport at one place, that is between cytochrome B and cytochrome F, from ADP and PI, ATP is synthesized. That is from here actually. Is it clear now? While electrons are carried from cytochrome B to cytochrome F, this energized electron release some amount of energy, and this energy will stimulate ADP and PI to form ATP. And this way, solar energy is converted into chemical energy and stored in ATP. As ATP is synthesized, so the term used is photophosphorylation. Now, what happens is not completed. Then,
স্যার FRS টা কি?
একটা মিনিট। FRS, AFES. FRS means this is the FRS. It's called ferredoxin reducing substance. Why? For this compound is going to reduce ferredoxin by donating electron to it. From FRS, electrons are carried to ferredoxin. That means FRS donates electron to ferredoxin, and in this way ferredoxin gets oxidized and gets reduced. That's why this compound, which is unknown, is called ferredoxin reducing substance, in short FRS. And AFES means this unknown compound contains iron sulfide or ferrous sulfide, and for the other compounds not clearly known till today. So this is what about the why the term is non-cyclic, most importantly, because here the electrons ejected from one chlorophyll molecule is not found to return to the same. The electrons ejected from one chlorophyll molecule is not found to return to the same, rather it is to be accepted by or received by the other chlorophyll molecule. You see, the chlorophyll ejected from P700 chlorophyll A is carried to the NADP, whereas the electron deficiency of P700 chlorophyll A is fulfilled by the electrons coming from the P680 chlorophyll A. On the other hand, the electron deficiency of P680 chlorophyll A is fulfilled when the electrons are coming from water. Water performs two main activities. One, it is to donate hydrogen so that CO2 can be reduced in the dark phase. Secondly, it donates electron to fulfill the electron deficiency of P680 chlorophyll A of PS2. Is it clear? Now OEC means, what is OEC? OEC means oxygen evolving complex. OEC means oxygen evolving complex. Now I am showing you now here what about it. I am just rubbing it out. You see, oxygen evolving complex consists of 5 S phases. I am showing you. S4, S0, S1, S2, S3. Here, this is actually the oxygen evolving complex or OEC. Clear? Is it clear up to this?
Yes, sir.
So this is what about the non-cyclic. What is produced here? NADPH products. I should write here. Products so these are the products of non-cyclic electron transport. And it is also called jet scheme. Do you know?
Sir, which one? Yes, sir.
Because it appears like the word Z. So this is what actually whenever the electrons are to be carried, it is always carried along the gradient. The jet scheme is actually term due to its shape actually. Uphill, downhill, uphill. So this is actually appears like that of Z, that's what term uses jet scheme. So now the amount of ATP produced here not sufficient to carry out the dark phase, and that's why some more ATPs are required. And to fulfill this demand of ATP, cyclic electron transport occurs. Can I rub it out now?
Yes, sir.
Completed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Look at this diagram. So here, at two places electrons are produced actually ATP. In between ferredoxin and cytochrome B, and then in between cytochrome B to cytochrome F. The purpose is to fulfill the energy demand. These are cyclic. Why it is called cyclic? Because the electron ejected from P700 chlorophyll A, returning to the same chlorophyll after being carried through a number of electron carriers. Okay? Is it clear up to this? So what is involved here? The products. ATP only. So that's why we say the cyclic electron transport occurs to fulfill the energy demand of dark phase of photosynthesis, because you know both ATP and ADPase required to carry out the dark phase. And why it is called interdependent? ATP, whenever utilized in the dark phase, as byproduct ADP is produced, and without ADP again, how ATP can be produced? Similarly, NADP H plus utilized in the dark phase, but whenever it is utilized, a byproduct produced NADP plus is produced, which is to return to light phase to again to be reduced to form NADPH. That's why it is said light phase and dark phase are actually interdependent, and that's why actually they are required to take place simultaneously. Now look at this, and any doubt you can ask me. Go through it, the cyclic one. Most important thing, this system only involves actually cyclic electron transport and photophosphorylation involves PS1 or photosystem 1 only. Here PS2 is not going to take part. PS2 is not going to take part, only PS1 is there. Clear? Why does cyclic photophosphorylation occur? Most important thing, possibly it occurs in the stromal lamellae. Now the question is, do you know what is stromal lamellae? Because stromal lamellae is devoid of NADP reductase enzyme. Can you remember what is stromal lamellae? No. Okay.
আচ্ছা একটু ওই ছবিটাকে ছেলেটার মধ্যে ছিল তো
Huh? Can you tell me what is stromal lamellae? Please, anyone?
Sir, the matrix in the chloroplast.
No. Matrix is called stroma, not stromal lamellae. Matrix is actually the stroma, not the stromal lamellae.
স্যার স্ট্রোমা গুলোকে যে কানেক্ট করে স্যার এটা
হ্যাঁ রাইট Yes, not required motor. So দিয়ে দিবি তো একসময় দেখে বুঝতে সুবিধা called stromal lamellae. Interesting thing about stromal lamellae, devoid of both pH2 and FD NADP reductase, or you can write only NADP reductase also. Reductase. You know, as in the stromal pH2 is found absent. As in the stromal FD NADP reductase is found absent. That's why here cyclic can occur. But in the grana, you will get both pH1 and pH2 and also the FD NADP reductase. That's why the possible location of cyclic electron transport and phosphorylation is the stromal family, as it is devoid of FD NADP reductase enzyme required in the non-cyclic and also pH2 for photosystem 2. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Remember this thing, the most important part. Why it is absent? Because you know, in PS1, suppose in the grana, you will get both PS1 and PS2. Here both PS1 and PS2 are present. And FD so as in the grana, both PS1 and PS2 are found, and also FD NADP reductase enzyme is present. So here cyclic cannot occur. Are you getting me? That's why it is said, not exactly, but it is said the possible location of cyclic electron transport is the stromal lamella, where you will get the PS1, not PS2, not even the FD NADP reductase. As pH2 is not there, that's why there is no question of fertilizer water. As NADP reductase is not there, so there is no question of formation of NADPH plus H plus. As you know, pH2 is not there, no photolysis, means neither there is production of hydrogen to produce NADP nor the oxygen. That's why in cyclic electron transport, neither NADPH produced nor oxygen is evolved. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is what about the cyclic electron transport. Now, in my next class, I am to discuss about the chemiosmotic hypothesis. In the next class, in the meantime, in the next class, we will get in the chemiosmotic hypothesis. Any doubt?
Sir, here মানে এখানে
স্যার স্যার একটু সাইড দাও তো।
here
কোনটা?
এখানে here মানে কি? Here the pH.
Oh, here means in the grana.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Here means in the grana. In the grana. Okay?
Okay, sir.
So I am rubbing it out. Now, after that, what it is most important that the in my next class I will discuss in the chemiosmotic hypothesis. For you to see how actually ATP is generated according to this hypothesis as proposed by Peter Mitchell.